Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, this is TBC News, our top stories. President Samia vows further advancement in healthcare. Institutions in the offing. Good evening, I'm Kanki Mwaigomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has inaugurated the Nkasi District Hospital located in the village of Namanyere in Rukwa region, which its construction has costed more than 5 billion shillings. Speaking after inspecting 16 buildings and medical equipment, President Samia has congratulated the staff for upholding to professionalism. Here's a report prepared by Stanley Ganzel, read by Faidha Ngaga.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan has started her official visit to the Rukwa region. Her visit started with the inauguration of the new Nkasi District Hospital located in Namanyere, whereby after inspecting 16 buildings and medical equipment installed, President Samia expressed her satisfaction with the work done.
I have witnessed very modern medical equipment being used. These medical equipments are the latest models. I have also been told that the people using the medical equipment are trained professionals. I urge that you take good care of the equipment and the hospital as well. The presence of this hospital is very crucial to Namanyere residents.
And later, it was the turn of health workers who are directed to use medical equipment professionally so as to offer better services to the Nkasi residents.
I have heard a story about a child who sank in a river, but due to the presence of all required equipment, his life was saved. And now he is doing well. Without the presence of this hospital, we would have lost the baby.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan was also given details of the buildings and offices built and their functions.
This is a mortuary building. We also have waste incineration building. We also have a building for storage of medical equipment and a building for storage of medicines. Among others, in total, there are 16 buildings.
After speaking with the people of Nkasi, President Samia headed for Sumbawanga, where she is expected to meet the elders of the Rukwa region. And tomorrow, she will continue with her 3-day visit.
The Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, has acknowledged the Danish government's support, especially in development projects in the country, revealing that the country has offered financial support amounting to 645.86 billion over the past 5 years. He expressed the acknowledgement earlier today when he met and held talks with the outgoing Danish ambassador in the country, Mette Diesen in Dar es Salaam. The Prime Minister elaborates that the government of Denmark has been of great support in various projects, including the health sector, taxation, research, environment, and strengthening democracy and good governance.
We are thankful that during the 5 years that she was stayed in the country, she has been able to do a lot, such as strengthening diplomatic relations between the two countries, strengthening sectors such as health, research, and tax issues. We have even had exchange programs for experts in Tanzania and Denmark in the mentioned sectors. She also encouraged our government to not close its embassy here in Tanzania, and we are grateful for that.
Furthermore, Majaliwa insists that he expects that the next ambassador will deepen even further the bilateral ties between the two countries, including organizing a business conference between Tanzania and Denmark that targets to attract investors in the energy, agriculture, business and industrial sectors. On the other hand, the outgoing Danish ambassador Metten says she is leaving the country, but leaving bilateral relations between the two countries even stronger. She stresses that the next ambassador will work further on the issue of investment, considering that her country is currently preparing a new strategy to improve relations with African countries, especially on the area of investment. Meanwhile, the Treasury Registrar, Nehemiah Mchechu, says the government plans to make major reforms in the investment sector inside and outside the country, as well as improving the operational systems of public institutions in the country. Outlining preparations for the meeting of the heads of public institutions and organizations in Dar es Salaam, Mchechu says the government will strengthen the bus rapid transport UDAT by purchasing hundreds of buses.
As it was said before in the beginning, the company was private-led, but today majority of it is owned by the government, and we have decided to fix the problems that existed before. First and foremost is to increase the number of buses, and tomorrow we have a meeting with the banks that used to loan us, and DART and LATRA will also be there.
Mchechu stresses that currently public institutions and organizations focuses to ensure that more companies in the country invest in other countries, and in August this year in Arusha region, there will be a meeting to discuss the strategies further, where President Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to grace the event.
In this particular aspect of wanting to invest in public institutions outside the country, the aim will be to start with the institutions that are ready and to make these institutions aware that they need to change towards a positive future. Those that are doing well in the country will be able to perform well outside the country.
In other news, the Director General of Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, Gilead Terry, says in July 2023 to June 2024 financial year, the center has registered 707 investment projects amounting to $6.516 billion compared to the 369 projects registered in the previous fiscal year, totaling to $5.394 billion. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Director General outlines that the leading sectors are the industrial production sectors, which have registered 313 projects with a total value of $2.462 billion, followed by transportation, which has 128 investments with a value of $1.035 billion, where the real estate has recorded 76 investments with a value of $1.079 billion, while tourism with 75 investments with a value of $349.40 million, and in agriculture, 56 investments have been registered with a value of $710.02 million.
To mention the 5 leading sectors when it comes to investment in the country. And number 1 is manufacturing and industries with 313 projects and $2.4 billion worth of investment. The second one is transportation and logistics with 128 projects and $1 billion worth of investment. The third one is commercial real estate. This includes go-downs and warehouses with 76 projects and $1 billion worth of investment. Tourism with 75 projects and $349 million worth of investment. And the fifth one is agriculture with 56 projects and $710 million worth of investment.
The registered projects expect to create 126,585 employment compared to 53,871 employment created in the previous financial year. The Minister of Industry and Trade, Seleman Jaffo, has held discussions with the management and heads of government institutions and chairpersons of various boards of public institutions, aiming to discuss how to improve the competitiveness in the industry and business sector. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Minister of Industry and Trade, Seleman Jaffo, says workplace compliance is critical to meet all the required standards.
Registration should be conducted quickly so that young people can enter into business and create jobs. We guarantee that they can manage them. I call upon SIDO and BRELA to help and support them as young entrepreneurs.
Furthermore, he has instructed BRELA, TBS and SIDO to do more to improve their services in registering and supporting young entrepreneurs to start small-scale businesses and contribute to the development of the nation. The managing director of AHED Tanzania, Dr. Winnie Mpanju, says her institution will continue to maximize on the new technologies to deliver quality health, education, and agricultural services to the community so as to enhance sustainable socio-economic development in the country. Speaking during the opening of Healthcare Excellence Symposium in Dar es Salaam, Dr. Mpanju insists that the use of modern technologies in delivering health, education, and agricultural services will enable the institution reach more people in the country. Here's the story prepared by Malio Cheto and read in the studio by Teddy Mparanyanga.
Dr. Williams' family marks 50 years since they moved to Tanzania to volunteer in the health sector with commitment to improve the lives of people.
Celebrate and to continue the legacy started by our parents, Dr. Irving and Mrs. Elvira Williams, affectionately known as Baba and Mama Williams. Also, it is our opportunity to come together to celebrate some of the remarkable advances in healthcare that occur in Tanzania every day in our clinics, our health centers, NGOs, medical schools, and hospitals, both government and private.
The U.S. Ambassador to Tanzania, Michael Battle, says his country will continue to support Tanzania in the development projects set to improve lives in the community, while Ministry of Health representatives Ahmed Mohamed insists that the government will continue to work with development partners to foster development.
Most notably, the PEPFAR program, which deals with HIV/AIDS, the malaria initiatives, the maternal and child health initiatives, the support we get from the CDC, represented by Dr. Mahesh, the support from the Peace Corps, and the support from USAID. But the most powerful support that the United States government can ever give to another country is the people-to-people diplomacy.
In helping to advance the health and welfare of our citizens and to express our commitment to the continued supporting AHED activities in Tanzania. We will continue to support you forever.
Managing Director of AHED Tanzania, Dr. Winnie Mpanju, underscores the importance of digital technologies in delivering health, education, and agricultural services in Tanzania.
Successes of today, which we are discussing, will be multiplied even further and incorporating new technologies, things which we didn't have 50 years ago, which can help us now to move faster, such as mobile communication for health workers. You see in some countries they're using drone technology to deliver vaccines. We are now using solar electricity to refrigerate vaccines. And also people's knowledge have increased because they are able to even open their phones and learn about their health. So we are looking forward to even greater successes in the next 50 years, and the new generation of leaders will be there to take it forward.
Adventures in health, education, and agriculture development AHED Tanzania has organized Healthcare Excellence Symposium, aiming to discuss with health stakeholders on how to strengthen their services through innovative technologies in the next 50 years in Tanzania.
The government expects to spend more than 13 billion shillings for power connectivity to the remaining 82 villages in the implementation of the Rural Energy Agency projects REA in Iringa region. Speaking to the residents and other government officials of Kalenga constituency in Iringa region, the regional manager of Tanzania Electric Supply Company TANESCO, Engineer Grace Njungi, says all the 370 villages in the region have been reached by the service. This is a report by Irene Mwakalinga, read by Faitha Ngaga.
The outcome of the rural power connectivity have started to be seen with the increase in entrepreneurial activities.
Due to this project, I know that I will have stable income.
The manager of the Tanzania Electric Supply Company, TANESCO, Engineer Grace Njugi, has had the opportunity to give his statement on the implementation of the power project.
After we have covered 82 sub-villages, we will have reached 76% of the electricity coverage.
Regarding water projects, Kalenga Member of Parliament Jackson Kiswaga says the government will provide billions of shillings for the implementation of water projects within 3 years.
We shall renovate the old infrastructure. Most of the old infrastructure was built in accordance with the population at that time. I have directed the experts to design accordance with the current population.
On the other hand, the Iringa District Commissioner, Harry James, says the projects are the manifestation of the ruling party's implementation of its manifesto.
The government continues to manage various projects to ensure that service reach to the citizens. The relations between CCM part and government are also flourishing.
As the world marks World Youth Skills Day, according to the United Nations, the world is facing an urgent skills crisis. Only around 1 in 4 of the world's young people engage in learning new skills critical for employment and decent livelihood. Peter Mganga has prepared the following report about the day.
In 2014, the United Nations General Assembly declared on 15 July as the World Youth Skills Day so that to celebrate the strategic importance of equipping young people with the skills for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship. The world faces a multitude of challenges today, many of which affect the youth: violent conflicts disrupting education and stability, a polarized online environment, fostering negativity, and persistent economic inequality limits opportunities. These issues threaten not only individual features, but also the overall stability of society. It is crucial to equip youth with the necessary skills for fostering a culture of peace, nurturing responsibility global citizens, and promoting sustainable development to build a more just, inclusive, and sustainable future for all. Since then, World Youth Skills Day events have provided a unique opportunity for dialogue between young people, technical and vocational education training institutions, firms, employers and workers' organizations, policymakers, and development partners. Participants have highlighted the ever-increasing significance of skills as the world is embarking on a transition towards a sustainable model of development. The World Youth Skills Day for the year 2024 focuses on youth skills for peace and development, stressing on the crucial role young people play in peace building and conflict resolutions.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in the exchange rates. International news is up next. And on the international news, voters in Rwanda have gone to the polls to elect the president and 53 members of the lower house of parliament. Silvanus Karemera reports from Rwanda.
Thank you for having me. I would tell you that the situation here in Kigali is very calm, particularly and in Rwanda at large, especially after the polling stations were closed at 3 p.m. And I would say that the polling stations were open early in the morning at 7 a.m. in which Rwandans were descending into polling stations to vote for their leaders. In this case, for president and the parliamentarians, and according to the National Electoral Commission, the polling station was supposed to be closed at exactly 3 p.m., which happened actually on that particular, period of time. And right after the polling stations were closed, the tallying process of votes, started. And as I speak now, people are waiting with the bated breath of what is happening, or rather, coming out of the tallying process. And I will tell you that most followers of different political parties are now queuing up, or rather gathered at their offices, waiting for what is coming out of the tallying process. And according to the Electoral Commission, National Electoral Commission, the partial results, the early results will be announced late in the night, maybe around the midnight. That's when we shall be now starting seeing some partial results. That's what I could tell you. And right from the campaigning, which lasted for 21 days, there was no any unusual incident across the country. And I'd also remind our viewers that President Kagame, the incumbent, is running against the other two contenders. In this case, Dr. Frank Habineza of Green Party of Rwanda, a Democratic Green Party of Rwanda, and another gentleman by the names of Philippe Maimana, who is running independently. So I would say that even the two, because after the casting of votes, President Kagame didn't speak with to reporters, but the rest of the two contenders, in this case, the two gentlemen I've just mentioned, said that they were satisfied, about how the process, was conducting in a manner that it provided space for everybody to actually campaign and voting for the choice, for the leaders of his choice or her choice. So I will tell you that as I speak now, nothing strange, nothing as unusual has just been recorded here or happening here. So we are just waiting to see what is likely to happen, or rather what is likely to come out of the polling stations after the tallying process is ending in the next few days, so to say.
That was a reportage from Rwanda, and that's the end of the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, Simba Sports Club has announced that Iman Kajura will leave his post as Chief Executive Officer at the end of August 2024 when his contract expires. Information given by Simba Sports Club says the board of directors of the club have agreed to part ways with Kajura, and they will find his replacement immediately. Kajura started his task as Simba Sports Club CEO in January 2023, replacing Barbara Gonzalez, who left the club in 2022. The business guru led Simba Sports Club for a period of 1 year and 8 months, helping the club win the Mapinduzi Cup, but failed to help the club win any Tanzania Premier League title, but with a record of leading Simba to play 2 CAF Champions League quarterfinals. And the NBC Bank, in collaboration with Public Service Social Security Fund, intends to collect 300 million through NBC Dodoma International Marathon in order to support women in cervical cancer screening, testing and treatment for free. Here are more details with Antonia Kivaria.
The main goal of NBC Dodoma International Marathon is to support women and children to get better healthcare coverage to provision with the Ministry of Health Mtuni Afya campaign. Speaking to TBC News reporter in Dar es Salaam, PSSF Public Relations Officer says that their involvement will help to contribute in solving health problems to women as they need to be tested and get cancer treatment for free.
PSF Pension Fund is sponsoring NBC Marathon because at the end of the day, the collections will be going to support the maternal health in the country. And we have a CSR policy which is covering that area. And that's why today we're here doing this activity, because at the end of the day, we want to cover a lot of women in Tanzania. And among them, we have our members who are contributing to PSSF. And in one way or another, we're going to touch their lives. And that's why we are here today.
On the other hand, the NBC head of public relations, Goodwin Semunyu, says that the main aim is to collect 300 million, where 100 million will be for women with cervical cancer and the other 100 million will be for the midwives scholarship, and the other 100 million will be for the new program that will be launched.
We are gearing at collecting 300 million T shillings, of where 100 million T shilling will go into cervical cancer awareness, where we are in collaboration with the Ocean Road Cancer Institute. Another 100 million will go into another cause of midwifery scholarship, of where we are collaborating with the Benjamin Mkapa Foundation. We will have another cause that we are going to announce, a new cause this year. I will not spoil now, but we will announce another cause for another 100 million that will come in the same area of maternal health.
The Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, is expected to inaugurate the NBC International Marathon on 28th July in Dodoma, which will involve 42 kilometer, 21 kilometer, 10 kilometer, and 5 kilometer for fun run, kids, and walk.
That's all for now with the sports news. Before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, the weather forecast for the next 24 hours is up next.
Dear viewers, this is Amina Saleh from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Welcome to 24 weather forecasting starting from tonight. The wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 km per hour, and the state of the sea is expected to be rough. Over the Lake Victoria and Lake Nyasa, the wind is expected to flow at the speed of 20 km per hour. The state of the lakes are expected to be slight. Over the Lake Tanganyika, the wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 km per hour, and the state of the lake is expected to be moderate. Tanzania Meteorological Authority had issued an advisory of large waves reaching 2 meters over the northern coast. And for tonight, the cooler condition is expected, especially over the western side of the country, and the minimum temperature is expected to be 5 over Mbeya. For tomorrow, part of northern coast, which include Tanga and islands of Unguja and Pemba, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition with light rain showers over few areas. And the rest part of the country are expected to feature partly cloudy conditions. Now let's have a look on 4 days weather forecasting. Over the Dar es Salaam, dry condition is expected. Over Dodoma, maximum temperature of 27 and minimum of 15 is expected. Over Mbeya, dry condition with minimum temperature of 5 is expected. Over Mwanza, dry condition is expected. Over Kilimanjaro, maximum temperature of 29 and minimum of 16 is expected. Over Morogoro, mainly dry condition is expected. Over Arusha,